You know who it is, and you know what time it is. Time to piss off some feminists, trad cucks, and whoever don't want to know the truth. Oh well, let's get started. What is going on, gents? It's RPM here, reporting from Mobile Command. Oh, Lex Luthor, you devil. You knew the location of where this article came out of was definitely going to perk my ears up. But what can I say? You knew I was going to be interested, and yeah, I'm doing it. Now, this article was published on the 9th of November. Japanese, increasingly single, disinterested in dating, according to study. Now, I'm not going to read the whole article, just tidbits of it, and I'm going to share a little insider insight about herbivore men coming from my own extended family via the meat sack, via a trip to Japan we took a couple of years ago. But that's going to be at the end of the article. In Japan, the proportion of the population who are single has increased dramatically in the past 3 decades. In 2015, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 3 men in their 30s were single. And half of the singles say they are not interested in heterosexual relationships. See, the key is relationships, which, as we all know, even in Japan, as a matter of fact, around the world, women are the gatekeepers to sexual access, and men are the gatekeepers to commitment and relationships. So, ladies, as much as you want to try to get that to be somehow in the reverse, it's not going to happen. Public health experts at the University of Tokyo found that those who are disinterested in relationships are more likely to have lower incomes and less education than their romantically minded peers, potentially pointing towards socio-economic factors behind the stagnation of the Japanese dating market. Well, what are they trying to say here? Less educated and broker people are not trying to get into relationships. However, it's the same reworded dog and pony excuse. Women got empowered, hypergamy kicked in, and the men who could not compete simply said, you know what, I'm dropping out. There is the reason. There you go. But as usual, they got to dance around it and reword it and make it seem like it's something other than what it truly is. Anyway, the Japanese media has dubbed the much discussed increase in virginity and a purported decline in interest in dating and sex as symptoms of the quote unquote herbivorization of younger generations. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. What they meant to say was the younger generation of men. But it's okay. You got to make it look good for the people who are not formally educated in this matter. In popular culture, adults who are unmarried and seemingly disinterested in finding romantic or sexual partners are herbivores and those who are actively pursuing romantic partners are carnivores. Now, yes, you did see a rise in the quote unquote carnivore women. However, there are two terms that I want you guys to look up: dried fish ladies and Christmas cake. Oh, yeah. But, ladies, this is all your fault. This herbivore phenomenon, both its definition and whether it really exists, has been hotly debated for a decade in Japan, but nationally representative data has been lacking, says Dr. Peter Wada, an expert in epidemiology and last author of the research published in the popular journal PLOS ONE. Okay, yes, the existence of herbivore men has been hotly debated, but you want to know why there has not been representative data on herbivore men? Well, just like the red pill, MGTOW, SYSBM, and IPMOR men over here in the West, you're not going to find many men who are going to be open about it. Now, yes, there are content creators who put their face out to the public. However, for every one guy like that, there are thousands of men who are living the red pill lifestyle who have not put their face out. They just live it. They don't put it out to the public. They're not open about it. So no, you are never going to get conclusive data on the number of men who have said, you know what, I'm checking out. The modern woman is simply no longer worth the trouble that she's going to bring. I'm going to go over here and do my own thing. So no, you will never get those numbers. Anyway, millions more singles in Japan. The new analysis data collected by the National Fertility Survey of Japan, a questionnaire designed and implemented approximately every 5 years between 1987 and 2015 by the Japanese National Institute of Population and Social Security Research. By 2015, there were 2.2 million more single women and 1.7 million more single men in Japan aged 18 to 39 compared to 1992. In 1992, 27.4% of women and 40.4% of men in Japan aged 18 to 39 were single. By 2015, 40.7% of women and 50.8% of men of the same age range were single. That is a dramatic increase. Singles more common in Japan than Britain or America. Separate surveys conducted between 2010 and 2018 in Britain, the US, and Japan revealed that although similar proportions of women are single at ages 18 to 24, substantially more Japanese women stay single as they age. Now, I'm going to say this because it is true. Why do more Japanese women stay single as they age? Well, Japan, being a very homogeneous country, unlike Britain and the US, there is something that is missing in Japan that is present in the US and in Britain. And unfortunate as it is, it's still a real thing. The absence of cleanup men. Yeah, in Britain and America, a lot of women, as they get older, they finally play their final trump card, which is, I like black men. See, that option is not available in Japan. Even if they try to go after military guys, there's just not enough. So yeah, that's why a lot of Japanese women, they become old real fast and alone real fast. And guess what? They come back crying, saying there's not enough social programs for older women. So yeah, there is no final trump card for them to play. And guess what? Japanese women live a hell of a lot longer than American and British women. So yeah, you talk about 40 to 80 being a long time. Woo! Talk about 40 to potentially 90 in the case of Japanese women. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. The proportion of women aged 18 to 24 and the proportion of women aged 35 to 39 who are currently single were 65.6% and 24.4% in Japan, 41.5% and 14% in Britain, and 62.6% and 16.6% in the US. Disinterested in a relationship now, but still hoping for marriage someday. Now, of course, we definitely understand that this is going to be more of a woman thing, because what does marriage equate for a woman? Security. The steady increase in single people since 1992 in Japan is driven mostly by steady decreases in marriages, while the number of people who describe themselves as quote unquote in a relationship has remained stable. After age 30, either you're married or you're single. Very few people in the older age groups are unmarried and in a relationship. It could be speculated that promoting marriage as the most socially acceptable form of relationship between adults has built a barrier to forming romantic relationships in Japan, said Wada. Yeah, I can agree with that. Oh, you can only have a relationship if you're married. No. And of course, the men know that they're going to lose out. So no, men are saying, you know what? I'm shutting that relationship gate down. I'm going to lock it. Employment, education increases eligibility for marriage. Among men, lower income was strongly associated with being single, although this does not necessarily represent causality. Of course not. If we transferred $1 million into their bank account right now, it is not clear if single people would increase their interest in changing their relationship status. However, it would not be too far-fetched to expect the lower income and precarious employment constitute disadvantages in the Japanese dating market, said waiter. Economic effects of the pandemic may further decrease young adults' interest in finding romance. Oh, of course. Of course. If low socioeconomic status is contributing to this increase in dating, decrease in dating in Japan, we can guess that the bug, economic stress, could lead to even fewer romantic dating pursuits in the country, said waiter. All right. Well, here we are, gentlemen. Another country that's pretty much stagnated insofar as dating, insofar as people getting together. Yes. Now, by way of extended family, talking to a couple of the meat sacks cousins through translator apps, you find out something. Just like the red pillars over here, the herbivore men, they still get their sexual desires met. Now, we know that Japan has a very loosely regulated sex worker hierarchy. These guys over there can call up a young female who has no problems coming to his place doing monkey double backflips. Man, every time Coach says that, I crack up. But she comes over, does monkey double backflips, gets her pay, and bounces. So yes, why would these guys waste their time and money trying to pursue a quote-unquote relationship when they have the option to either call up a female or go to a bathhouse or go to a brothel and get their desires met? So yeah, of course they're not going to say, yo, you know what, I'm going to do this whole relationship song and dance. No. But yeah, the meat sacks cousins, yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, we just call up according to them, calling up a young female sex worker is the equivalent of calling up a pizza. It's just that easy. So they do their thing all day. Whenever they feel like they want, a monkey double backflip artist to come over, they know which apps to search. They know which places to call. She comes over, does her job, and gets out. Can't beat that. But yeah, insofar as the relationship market, yeah, around the world, it's pretty much done. Men have realized that there's no winning in this game, so they're checking out. Hey, it is what it is. Ladies, you didn't listen when normal, everyday guys said this is not going to work for the long run. However, as we all know, societies around the world set it up for women to win the short game. And that's all they need to think about. They think about now. I'm getting this now. What about the future? Oh, I don't care about the future. Oh, okay. But yeah, a lot of Japanese women are finding out the hard way now. No one's coming to save them. And a lot of Western women are finding out that same fact. No one's coming to save you. Hey, it is what it is. You ladies chose this, so now you got to deal with it. Oh well, oh well. Well, read the article. Let me know what you guys think. And ladies around the world, the power is still metaphorically out. feminism, women's empowerment, and all of this thinking about the moment and living in the moment, oh, that's going to go out right along with it. And guess what? 40 until you finally kick the bucket, it's going to be a long, lonely road. And you brought it on yourselves. Enjoy. That's all I got to say for this one. RPM, I am